is a brand new edition of I Cook, You Measure. You know how this show works. I'm your host, Jen Mueller. Our guest measurer today, well, he is far more comfortable or maybe natural on a football field, but we are going to test his skills in the kitchen. Welcome, Leonard Williams.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. I've been excited to do this with you since I got here last year, and I'm glad we could finally make it happen and doing something I love, seafood. So
I thought we would make mussel chowder with bacon. This is another Skinny Taste recipe. You know that I love using her stuff. Here's what's kind of cool about this one. It is designed to be a recipe for two. So if you are not cooking for a crowd, or your lovely fiance Haley, who is sitting just off camera over here. If you're not cooking for a crowd, this is a great way to have a really elevated meal. Great flavors, healthy, but you're not gonna have to worry about leftovers.
Nice.
So that'll work.
And I gotta wash my figure while I'm in season.
Don't we all? Don't we all need to watch our girlish figures? The only thing you might have to worry about is opening wine. How comfortable are you opening
Oh, what?
wine?
Easy. I'm a vet, remember? Come on.
You don't get to be a 10-year vet in the NFL if you don't know how to open wine. So, okay, take it away. Let's see what you got.
Don't set me up with something. Is this one? Is the wrapper off of this already?
So the wrapper is off. This actually has a little wax. What I would do is try to pop this off. By the way, we are drinking a Viognier from Dossier. And Dossier, as you might know, is Sidney Rice's winery. So former Seahawk wide receiver Sidney Rice. Sid, we're still trying to get you on the show.
Sid, make it, bro.
Come on, let's make this happen. So this is from Dossier. You could go a couple of different directions when you are doing a chowder like this. A Chardonnay might be more of a traditional choice. But I think because we've got the bacon in there and some of the salty, I think a Viognier is gonna go really nicely. So the entire time, look at that.
There we go.
Go ahead and pour us a little bit.
Okay. You want just full glass or?
You tell me, what am I gonna be drinking?
I got a heavy hand, so.
You think?
Leave it up to me.
I mean,
you might be leaving here a little tipsy today.
A house pour is a house pour.
Yeah, we pretty much just had a whole bottle to the two of us.
You might be my favorite guest measurer for this.
But if you're looking at size, I mean, this is pretty much just a glass for me, you know?
That's true. That's true. And if I was also your size, it would be a glass for
Cheers.
me.
Thanks for having me.
What do you think?
I like it.
I have already cooked up a little bit of bacon, so that's crisp. We don't have to worry about it. In my Dutch oven over here, you know that's what it's called? Dutch oven. We are going to do onion, fennel, potato, and garlic.
Okay.
Are you familiar with all those ingredients?
I know onion, potato, garlic. I haven't worked with, what'd you say?
Fennel.
Fennel? Haven't worked with
So
that.
fennel smells like licorice.
It looks like celery a little bit on this side.
But it smells like licorice.
Oh yeah, like black licorice.
But when you cook it down, I promise, I know even if you don't like black
It's a
licorice,
strong smell.
but when you cook it down, because you're gonna kind of braise it, it's just gonna give a nice body to the chowder. So, could you take that half onion and chop that as small as you feel comfortable, and we will put this over here.
Okay, I know there's a technique
And let
to
it
this.
soften. You know, it can be whatever technique works for you, because I have watched many people cut onions, and I try to make the least mess possible without hurting myself.
Without hurting yourself, that's the key.
Now see, you do it the way that all the chefs do it.
Is that right?
Also, I have to stand on my tippy toes to see what you're doing because you're so tall. Was there ever a thought of playing basketball?
No, I think I was a little too physical of a guy growing up. I always thought that I would be the type of guy that would get fouled out second quarter in a basketball game.
I might have done that once.
I did play some rugby growing up though.
Oh.
I actually played rugby before I played football.
How did you get involved in rugby?
I tried to play Pop Warner when I was younger, Little League football. And I remember I was too big for my age group. I was above the weight limit. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, so I've always been a big kid. And
so did your mom have to carry your birth certificate around and stuff?
I'm sorry, I don't want to be wasteful,
That's okay.
but
You don't have
it's hard for me to get the rest of that.
That's what we're gonna do with that one. if you want to toss that in there. So did your mom have to carry like your birth certificate around and stuff to prove that you were the age that you were?
I mean, honestly, I remember, you know, Halloween just passed, and I remembered when I was a kid, I had to like stop trick-or-treating at a younger age than most of my friends, just because I felt like I was like going up to doors and like knocking on the door, and people were like, what is this grown man knocking at my door for you know, candy? So I was like too big, you know, all the time. Yeah, you got that.
I feel like that's really sad. Yeah, I guess now. Like at the time, you didn't get as much candy. At the time, yeah. So then at what point, if you were too big for Pop Warner, at what point were you able to play football?
I started playing football when I got to high school.
That is late.
Yeah.
That is
my
really
first year
late.
playing football was 14 years old in 9th grade.
On the defensive side or offensive side?
Yeah, I've only played D-line my whole life.
How did that happen? Because every single kid I have ever talked to,
I wanted to play running back for sure. Okay, I never worked with this before, so I think I could learn from you on how to cut this one.
Does it sound like he just passed off those responsibilities to me? Okay.
Yeah, I guess you did cook the bacon, so.
Okay, so fennel is gonna fall apart, right? It's like celery, right? And the fact that there's a bulb. So I'm gonna cut it just a little bit more to get that end off. And then what I would do is kind of slice it like that. Okay. And I will have you, so then when you look at it, it's kind of like a cross between, it looks like a cross between an onion and celery, right? So if you just want to kind of give that like a chopped dice sort of a thing, and then we'll have you do the potato really small and some garlic, and we'll be in good shape. Look at that, new flavors.
Okay, how should we do this one?
So here's what I would like. As small as you feel comfortable, because the smaller you make it, the faster it's gonna cook. Okay. And we are going to emulsify part of this.
Emulsify.
For the first time ever, we're gonna use the immersion blender on this show. Okay. And so it makes it just a little bit easier. That the pieces that are not blended up, you don't want a large chunk of potato in the middle of your stew, right? So as small as you feel comfortable making that.
Okay, here we go. I think I'm gonna try the same technique I used on the, what did I just
On the onion?
Yeah, on the onion.
What is more nerve-wracking, this or like working out for a new coach or like trying to impress a new coach?
This. Like you said, like impressing a new coach and playing football is what I do. So this, you know, this is a little different. I've never been on camera cooking before. I cook in the comfortability of my own home where no one's watching me.
Great. In my sweats or my Lululemon gear, and like nobody's watching me or paying attention to how large my wine pour is and things like that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, last thing you need to cut are the 2 garlic cloves.
Okay.
How familiar are you with
garlic? Small garlic, big knife.
Yes. And then we're just gonna let this cook for a little bit.
Sweet.
Yeah, and however small you feel like doing that. Keeping in mind you do not want just a single chunk of garlic.
Oh no, I know.
Where did you learn your knife skills?
Honestly, don't look at this one because this isn't showcasing. But I actually took a class in high school.
A cooking class or like a home ec class?
It was like a cooking home ec class.
Well, what'd you learn how to make in it?
We did like a pasta, some like guacamole and stuff like that. Just trying to mix this up as small as I can.
It's like you're a chef demoing proper technique.
There we go.
Perfect. Can you hold that? Oh, I was gonna take the knife from you. You're getting real comfortable with that knife, and it's kind of scary. Great, so here's what we got here. Let's give this a stir. Do you need a towel? Let's give this a stir. We're gonna measure some liquid in here, and then we're just gonna let it sit and be happy. So if you would take the clam juice that we've got.
Clam juice.
Yeah. Yeah, give it a shake, open it up. We'll dump it in there.
The whole thing? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
I gotta open all the jars at home, so I got this.
You probably have to clean everything off the high shelves too. Perfect. And then let's do 1 cup of the vegetable broth.
Here we go. I got this.
There we go. Toss those 2 bay leaves in there.
Starting to smell good already.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be delish. Toss the 2 bay leaves in. We're gonna cover. We're gonna let that sit, and we are going to take a break. We will be right back.
Dining in? I'm hand cut for the occasion.
Almost ready.
These moments are rare, so enjoy them. When you can. Sincerely, hand-cut steak. Sincerely, Safeway.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Jen Mueller. Leonard Williams is my guest measure. We have got our chowder going. It's got to simmer for about 15 minutes. We're going to cook down the fennel and the potato. We will do a little bit of blending with our immersion blender, add the mussels. It'll be done. A great dinner indeed, but what we really have time to do right now is just kind of chat a little bit. Who was the first person that called you Big Cat?
An announcer at USC actually just started calling me Big Cat. They said it would, which is funny because like growing up, people always said I looked like a lion, but it actually had nothing to do with my appearance. He said that it was more like I was big, but like agile like a cat. So they said
I can see that.
They said I was Big Cat because of my size combination with the athleticism.
Okay, 2 questions about your size. Number 1, has anybody ever made you feel physically small? Like, have you encountered anybody that's larger that makes you feel small? Because you are what, 6'7"?
Yeah, I'm about 6'6".
And somebody has been taller, bigger?
Yeah, I think no one's made me feel like quite small, but you know,
petite? I use the word petite.
Petite, definitely not petite. But someone who made me feel kind of like normal size is like Dexter Lawrence. I mean, when I first got to the Giants, after leaving the Jets, I was like always the biggest D lineman on the D line and like all my, D line groups. And I finally got to the Giants and Dex was just as tall as me, but like also like heavy, really big guy. So, he's a monster.
Okay, so when are the times that you wish you weren't as tall?
Times like that where I'm, there's certain times where as a player, I'll hear from my coaches so often, like, stay low, stay low, stay low. And I'm just like, I'm 6'6", so I'm not gonna be as low as, some of my other teammates that are a little shorter than me, so.
Okay, but how about in real life?
Oh, in real life, okay. Yeah, it's like, I can't really fit on most airplanes unless I'm in first class. I can't.
So you travel in style.
Yeah.
You guys travel in style. That's great.
I have to. I'm not bougie. I do it out of necessity.
You're just tall. Yep.
And then same with Ubers. I have to take the XLs.
I never would have thought about that.
Yeah, like if I sit in the back of a normal car, it's like the way the window's slanted in the back seat, me and my neck are like this in the back. Roller coasters, I grew up loving theme parks with my family, and now I just don't fit on them anymore. So
I can't even imagine you on a roller coaster.
Yeah, it might be leaning on one side, so it's probably smart that I don't.
At what age did you have to stop going on roller coasters?
I think in college, that's when it started really.
Did you like the straight down ones or the loop-de-loop ones?
Straight down.
I like the loop-de-loop and backwards ones. I do not like the straight down.
I like that drop, That's the part that's the most fun about a theme park.
Do you ever get to the top and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore.
No. I sit in the front of the roller coaster every time.
Oh, I just lost my stomach. Yeah, no.
You feeling it now?
I feel like that looks pretty good.
Smells good.
It smells really good. We're gonna take next steps when we come back.
Hey there, it's me. Food. Whenever you need me. I'm ready for you. Especially when you're busy. And you're always busy.
So awesome.
But no matter what, we find time for this. So go ahead and enjoy the moment. Because there's plenty to go around. Keep it easy, my friends. Sincerely, food. Sincerely, Safeway.
Okay, we are so close to being done, but remember I told you we were gonna emulsify a little bit of this. Can you smell like that fennel is now cooked down?
Yeah, it smells good.
And it's just a different...
A little less strong of a black licorice smell.
Exactly. Yeah. Now it just kind of has an aromatic smell to it. but I don't really like the texture of this. I mean, it's fine. You can eat it like this.
Yeah.
I think it would be helpful if we use the immersion blender.
Okay.
Have you seen one of these?
I've never used one personally, but I've seen it before.
Okay, so if you don't have an immersion blender, kids, what you would do is you would take half of this out, you would put it in a blender, you'd be really careful with it because it's hot, and when you have boiling or really hot liquid in the blender, it's gonna like go everywhere. This is a little bit safer and it's a little bit easier. So what you do is, that part on the end is a blender, so if you stick it all the way down.
So does this kind of block it from splashing around, or what is it?
It will, you're gonna put it all the way in there. Yep.
Before I turn it on?
Yes, before you turn it on. Okay. Now if you hit the button, yeah, so hold that down.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, it gets a little bit messy.
There we go.
Yeah, and so
and
you
just
can
move it around a little?
Yep, you can move it around a little bit. We don't need all of it done, but now you're kind of getting like a chowdery,
Yeah, no,
right?
okay, yeah, it's breaking it up a little bit.
Yeah. This is kind of the easiest way to do soups. We are making a little bit of a mess, and that's the way it goes with it. How much do you use food? Boy, we are. Note to self, that's not me making a mess, folks.
Well, that's why she's making me do it.
That's right. So I can blame somebody else when my house needs to be clean. I feel like that's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, so you do that. I'm gonna put this back on the stove. We're gonna put the mussels in it. Just one or two more. How much do you use food as a recovery? Can you hand me the mussels?
Actually, it's been a big part of my, once I started getting around like year 8, I feel like I started to lock in more on my diet. I feel like, you know, I wanted to lean more into like what's gonna help my longevity in my career, like going into these like more vet years. And I feel like it wasn't just about working out anymore. I had to like start eating right. So I think that was.
What were you eating before that? Like Big Macs and fries?
I mean, I pretty much just ate whatever I wanted. Like I would eat at the facility most of the time, which is like, you know, they give us clean food at the facility, which is helpful. But then on my own time, I'd probably just be ordering takeout at the house all the time. Whereas, you know, now I lean more into like having a chef or like eating just healthy, just more mindful eating pretty much.
Who gave you that idea? Where did you come up with that idea?
A big part of it is, you know, my fiance Haley. We do these retreats every off season with her partner Amanda Haas. Yes, and she's a chef that teaches us about mindful eating, and we go on these retreats every off season. You know, last year we went to Bali for one of the retreats. Yeah, so it's really beautiful. We go, my fiance does breath work and meditation. So a lot of the day we're kind of doing breath work and all these mindful things. And then one part of the day we'll do a cooking class. So some of those knife techniques that you see me do are actually from Amanda. So thank you, Amanda.
Shout out to Amanda. Yeah. How hard is it to slow down? So I met Haley, we were on a panel discussion and she was talking about breath work, and I don't know how it is for you. I am a type A personality and I feel best, I think I feel best when I'm being productive and I'm going.
Yeah.
I know that that is counterproductive sometimes. How hard is it for you to just like settle and work on breathing?
I mean, it's hard because I think I'm similar to you where I'm always like, the best way to maximize myself is to go.
Yes.
Which, you know, obviously that's not sustainable. You can't be that way forever. You just can't keep up. You're gonna eventually crash or something like that. So you gotta find the time to give yourself space to calm down, breathe, you know, get out of that work mode all the time. And actually on game days, I do some breath work with my fiance. So right after I get ready to go to the stadium, I'll sit with her for about 20 minutes and do a breath work before I even get to the stadium, because another part of me is I like to play where I like to play in a calm state. Because for me, it's
that is not what your game looks like.
I know.
Your game looks violent.
It is violent, but leading up to a game, like if I'm like listening to like hardcore music or if I'm like getting myself like a little too pumped up, I go out there and I'm like playing out of whack. You know what I mean? I'm playing like a little too jittery, like too like, versus, when I calm down before a game, I'm able to
You're
like see,
letting it come to you.
Yes, I'm like a more in the zone when I'm on the field. Like I'm allowed to play aggressive and play fast, but it's like it feels slow. Actually to me.
It is time for Virtual Master Chef, folks. You know how this works. I don't think that Leo knows how this works. So I'm going to give you 5 ingredients, and you're going to tell me what you would make with these 5 ingredients. So like think about it all on the same plate, right? And you've traveled enough, you should have some pretty good ideas as to how to like meld flavors together. Ready?
I'll give you some good ones.
Ground turkey, sweet potatoes, pomegranate, shallot, and graham cracker.
So I'm making one dish with all these things? Okay, the graham cracker really throws me off, I will say.
Okay, you can think about graham cracker however you want to. Think about if you
Can I see this list?
Pulverized it and used it like breadcrumbs.
Right. It sounds almost like this could be like a shepherd's pie type of thing. With like the graham cracker as the like top crust, or the bottom
crust, or
and the sweet potatoes and the ground turkey. Pomegranate as a little.
Yeah. I was thinking if you made it almost like a turkey meatloaf or like a turkey meatballs, and you would use the graham cracker like as the breadcrumbs in the middle.
That makes sense.
I've never tried that.
That's a good one. Sounds like you tried it. I need to make the list next time.
Nope, that one scares me. I'm going to put my foot down on that one. I'm also going to take a quick break because when we come back, we are going to plate this and eat this. Outfits for Jen on I Cook You Measure are provided by Lululemon and their experiential store in Seattle's University Village. One of just 4 Lululemon stores in the country with a fitness and event studio hosting weekly classes and community events. Visit the U Village store and get connected. Oh my gosh, welcome back to I Cook You Measure. We are plating our chowder. I love this.
Smells good.
It smells good. If you would just sprinkle a little bacon on the top. Actually flip this around.
Okay.
This looks like a lineman portion. This looks like a jet portion. If you would sprinkle a little bacon on that and maybe just like tear a little bit of that. Yeah.
Okay.
You can add cream to this, so you could add a couple of tablespoons of heavy cream. I kind of just like it like this. Yep, I feel like we've let it cool just enough.
You gotta get some of that broth in there.
No, somewhere I pulled out napkins. Okay, here we go.
You did that.
I feel like that's pretty good.
We did that.
We did that. I feel like that's
pretty good.
I feel like with the wine.
Yeah, let me get that combination.
Oh, I like that.
That broth is really good.
You know what I don't like? Trying to eat soup on TV. I don't like that part.
Yeah, see, I don't mind getting a little messy sometimes. I get in there.
Okay, I'm gonna let you do that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for measuring. Thanks for the insightful conversation.
Of course.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the show. If you make this, please send a picture. Tag it on social media so I know how it turned out for you. We have had a great time, great conversation, but I know that it is not possible for everybody to do that with a table full of food. It is why for every episode of I Cook You Measure, a donation is made to a nonprofit working to end food insecurity in our community so that more people can share moments like this.
Wow.
I think this has been very successful.
Very successful. I'll definitely try this at home. It was quick, easy to make. And it tastes amazing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I love the endorsement. I love the help. I love you for watching. We'll see you next time. Yeah, we talked about you so much. We've actually got to see a shot of you. Yeah.
It's good.
Good job. I Cook You Measure is presented by Safeway, who welcomes everyone at the table through the Nourishing Neighbors program. You can donate in stores or by visiting nourishingneighbors.com.